welcome back to my channel. Today I have a pan that / every palette update, which is my big eyeshadow project of the year. So I'm going to start with the pan that palette and then we will go into the pan and every palette. I unfortunately will not be rolling in any new shades this month. I'm just kind of in the messy middle, getting my use out of what I currently have. But last month I had a very exciting update. So if you want to see more pizzazz, I will link last month's for you to go check out. So I am working on the Sultry palette for my pan that palette. This is a palette that I will be retiring at the end of the year. So my goal is to get as much use out of it as possible. I have one shade left that I have not hit pan on, and I probably won't until a little bit later this fall. So let me just go ahead and share with you where I'm at. So this is what the palette is looking like. So nice pan. I have two that I've completed fully. These two over here I decluttered because they just weren't for me. So Cyborg is the only shade that I have not hit pan on yet. And like I said, it's very like silvery cool tone and I'm just not ready to give up the warm vibes yet. So that'll probably come out like November, December. That's when I go kind of more cooler, like icy tones. But I'm still getting, you know, some good use out of here. My goal is when I do wear makeup, and I don't wear eye makeup every day. So that's kind of part of why I have slower progress than others. But when I do wear eye makeup, I try to reach for at least one shade out of here. It could be just a crease shade, just a lid shade, lower lash line, whatever that is. I'm just trying to make sure I use one shade a day that I wear my makeup. So let's run through the totals I have in here. Steampunk, which is this gold, I have been reaching for a little bit more. So I used it 3 times this month. I have it on today. And I have some more layering action that I'll talk about. So today I have Steampunk on my lid, Birch in the crease, which is this warm matte brown. And then I have one of my pan and every palette shades that I'll share in just a second. So anyway, Steampunk, I used 3 times this month. I've used a total of 26 times this year. Rose Quartz, which is right next to it, a beautiful shade. I really like this one. I used this one 3 times for a total of 24 uses this year. Here is Ember. I used it once this month for a total of 37 uses this year. I did not have pan on Ember at the beginning of the year, so that's why that one has such a high number as opposed to these other two. Okay, Birch over here, kind of my go-to crease right now. It's a warm brown and I'm definitely feeling the fall vibes. I was just looking at my eyeshadow collection before this to see what palettes had nice warmer vibes that I could pull from instead of being tempted by new palettes. So anyway, Birch I used 7 times this month for a total of 53 uses this year. Moving to the second row, I did not use Cinder, but Twig I used twice for a total of 48 uses. And then Teak is right next door, and I used Teak 3 times. Oh, I wrote down the number wrong. I said for a total of 3 uses, but I know I've used this more this year, so I'd have to double check the number. But anyway, this is where my palette's at. 1 pan left to go. I'm feeling pretty good about this, and I'm just gonna keep going with my goal of using 1 shade a day. That seems to be working for me, and it's nice to still get in here and mix with other shades in my collection. So that is the Sultry palette update. Let's talk about pan and every palette. So I have 2 shades that I'm currently working on. They're both from Colourpop, so I popped them out to go in my little Z palette, and I did not bring the big palettes. But I have 2 shades that I'm working on, and the first one, the one that's been in the longest, is called Seashells. It comes from the Colourpop Wild Nothing palette, which I think is a fabulous spring and summer palette. It's very peachy. And this is the shimmery green. So this is where I'm at. I do not have pan yet, but I do have a good dip going. This is, you know, a full gram in the pan here. So it's a pretty big, you know, shadow. I used it 4 times this month for a total of 16 uses since I rolled it in. And this is layered with the gold Steampunk on my lid today. So I just kind of pressed it in the center of my lid to add a little bit more shine. I think that this green pairs well with golds. So very happy with that, and it helps me kind of use this a little bit more because previously I would just use this as a lid shade. I wouldn't really layer it. So going with the gold and this has been kind of a new opening for me, and I'm really liking it. This is a beautiful Beautiful shade. It has a high shine, kind of minty green, but it's not so green that people would say, oh my gosh, she's wearing like crazy green eyeshadow. So I really like it. It's just one of those things that it's going to take some time. These are Colourpop shades. And I love Colourpop because of the versatility. I love that you can pop them out and kind of recreate palettes. But they, you know, they're deep pants. Okay, the other shade I rolled in last month, so this is the first month it's been in the project, and this is from the Colourpop Bear Necessities palette, which is my all-time favorite Colourpop palette. I would highly recommend. It's a 30-pan palette, and I adore it. So this is the shade Silk Teddy, and it's just a really nice neutral kind of champagne color. I love it. It's also layers well with other shades. I love it on its own. Like in high school, this is something I would wear every day. Like this is totally, if you don't want to change up your looks, this is a shade that I could see using every day. So I used it 11 times this month. Again, I did layer this a little bit more than I've layered the seashells. I love it on its own. I can also do like a 1 shade look with this or a quick 2 shade look, you know, this and something in the crease. So very happy with this. So yeah, 11 uses since last month. It did roll in last month. So it's the first full month in, and excited to see where this goes. I don't think I'll have problem hitting pan on this. Again, I just think it's going to take a little bit of time, being that they're kind of deep pans, but everything is good. Let me just give you a swatch of each of those here quick so you have an idea of what I'm working with. But all in all, I really am happy with these selections I have. So the green is right here, and that's seashells. Again, when you see it head on, you really just see the sparkle. You don't see a ton of green. And then this is Silk Teddy, which has a little bit more of like a bronze, light bronze base and a high shine finish. So really loving both of those. No complaints at all, but not really a lot of progress today either. As far as my pan percentage, I'm at the same spot that I was last time. So I have 23 eyeshadows in my collection with pan, and I have a total of 116 eyeshadows. So that is 19.82%. I do have a couple of shades in my project pan, one that I'm working on hitting pan, one that I'm working on finishing up. So I do think in the next month, I'll be able to surpass the 20% goal. That would be so amazing. That is kind of the ultimate goal for me, is to hit 20% pan percentage. So I'm not there today. Maybe in the next month. I'm really, really hoping. I'm looking at these project pan shades and they're pretty close. So I think it's in my future, and we'll have to see how I do for the next update. But that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how your eyeshadow projects are going down below in the comment section. And if you have a way for me to see your progress, whether that's photos on Instagram or videos, let me know so I can cheer you on as well. But that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.